celebrating a national champion. For the first time, calls for something extra special. On the campus of LSU today, a parade that's been decades in the making as Tiger fans celebrate the women's basketball team's historic run to a national title. This is why Tickfall native Kim Mulkey came home, to be a part of this, to take that championship stroll down Victory Hill. Today is that day.
This is a Fox 8 Sports Special, LSU Parade of Champions. Sponsored by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers, the official partner of LSU Athletics. And by Rouse's Markets, feels like home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Parade of Champions as we do our part in celebrating LSU's first national championship in basketball. I'm Juan Kincaid.
And I'm Madeline Adams. It is a big day for the LSU Tigers as they celebrate their championship. And you know the best way to celebrate a new trophy?
Oh, yeah.
With a parade. It's what Louisiana does best, right? We've got this big event covered for you on the parade route. Reporters Sean Fazan and Maddie Kurth are there.
That's right. Sean is at the beginning of the route. Maddie is by the PMAC where the parade moves indoors. But the Tigers will be presented that national championship trophy yet again. And we have plenty to show you live from the parade. And let's take a look at the parade route. They're packing a lot into a little area, Madeline.
It is a short route, but sweet. March through campus. That'll begin at LSU School of Music and finish at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, which is where the presentation of the national championship trophy will take place.
Now that you know the route, let's get over to Baton Rouge and check in with Sean Fazan, who is live at the start of the parade route. It is loud already, Sean.
Hi there, guys. The parade is rolling, and this is a historic parade for a historic team. I see the first float passing by right here. It is quite the crowd out here, especially within the last hour. We're just outside the School of Music where this parade starts. It's going to go down this street, hang a left by the Indian Mounds, and then take a right on Stadium Drive before it ends at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, before it is going to be even more celebration for LSU's first ever national championship in the sport of basketball, men or women. I wish you guys could feel the energy. It is electric. There's excitement. There is real optimism about the future of this program. And of course, it's Louisiana. It's LSU. They won. They know how to party. And right now they are celebrating to the max. Again, this parade is just getting rolling here. This is float number, I guess the third float here passing by us. Kind of stick with me here as it kind of rolls past. The cheerleader started things off, followed by the band, followed by a few floats. About 3 or 4 or 5 deep, I'd say 100, couple thousand people out here just on this first stretch where it starts right here by the School of Music. It's a great crowd. It's a great night. Got great weather out here for the Parade of Champions on LSU's campus. Another float passing by. As you can see, the crowds are throwing beads and just having a good time. That's what we do. That's what LSU does. And why not? They deserve it. Hey. Another float passing by right here. Float number 5 or 6 here. Coming through, and more excitement, more cheers. And this next float we got coming up, they are unloading. Well, it's not a very long route, guys, so they can kind of get rid of the stuff they have pretty quickly here. So, once again, a great crowd, a great night,
Sean, can you hear us there, Sean?
Yes, I can hear you.
You know, this is the first time this has ever happened for the basketball team, men or women, as you mentioned. As these people started piling in, because I know about an hour ago it was pretty empty around there, but it seems like these Tiger fans understand the significance of what's going on today, don't they, based on the crowd being 4 and 5 deep?
There's no doubt about it. In fact, earlier, we got here about an hour and a half ago, we were a little concerned, at least by the start of the parade route, that, I don't know, maybe it wasn't going to be quite as crowded as we thought, but within the last hour and a half, it really picked up here. And I don't know if you can see the crowds off to the side as we get more of the floats in the action here, but it's really, really picked up. The mayor of Baton Rouge, Sharon Weston Broom. It has really been, especially within the last hour or so, the crowds have really picked up. You can certainly sense the historic accomplishment that LSU women's basketball team was able to achieve here. A historic run, and frankly a run I'm not sure even they saw coming until they got to the NCAA tournament and beat up on everybody, culminating with that big win against Iowa.
Yeah, Sean, you mentioned it. Only in year 2 for Kim Mulkey, the head coach of the LSU Tigers. Can you kind of feel the excitement, too, that, hey, this probably won't be the last time they have a parade or win a national championship for women's basketball?
I didn't quite catch the first part of your question there, Madeline, but see Mike the Tiger here. Here come the players in the cars. But in terms of national championships, yeah, I think it's just the start of many more to come. Because that's what they brought Kim Mulkey here for. You know, she kind of called her shot at her press conference. I just don't think she even thought it was going to come in year 2. I think she might even been a little bit surprised. You know, that model was kind of piece it all together, and they did that, and they did it to the best of their ability coming out on top. What do we have here? Maya Smith passing through.
I tell you what, Sean, we're going to come back.
It's getting a little crazy out here.
Sean, we're going to come back to you in just a bit. You're in a great position, but we also want to let everybody know that Maddie Kurth, she's also on the parade route. Maddie, what do things look like from your vantage point?
Yeah, guys, looks like it's our turn now. Here comes the Golden Band from Tigerland making their way down Stadium Drive here. Look, just like Sean said, we were a little bit worried at first about the crowds. Looked a little bit slim as you walked away from the PMAC. Don't worry, though. Tiger Nation knows how to show up. They know how to show out. And now the phones are out. We are getting ready. Everybody's locked and loaded for our crew. Our first floats are starting to come down the way. And look, we've got a sea of Tiger t-shirts, right? A lot of jeans, a lot of hats, but we're seeing some outfits, and here comes some now here on the parade. Just talking to folks out here, they're just so excited. I know we are such a nation that bleeds purple and gold out here in Bayou Country, and I think everybody knows what it's like to be a Tiger fan. It's really not hard to be one, right? You're immediately welcomed in the second that you step foot on campus, and who wouldn't want to be a part of this crowd here? We've got students, we've got future Tigers, right? A lot of kids here too. It's a full family affair as that first float starts to make its way around the bend there. And here come the throws, right? They're gearing up here in anticipation for our last stretch of the parade. Like we said, not a long route, but a mighty one, and people are ready. Okay, we have been out here for hours, and people have been braving the heat. Suddenly, the sun has drifted behind some clouds, and we get a little bit of a reprieve, which is fantastic. But look, Tiger fans, we know how to party in the heat too. Not a problem at all. Now here's something you see at Mardi Gras too, right? A little bit of a tilted float. We're going to hope that they make it, and take a look at some of these throws here. And there go the hands. People want them. Let's see if they can make it this far.
Well, Maddie, judging
and a couple of flying basketballs, so you really got to watch your head here.
Maddie, judging by the
camera
crowds
here,
out there,
everybody is ducking for their lives.
Maddie, judging by the crowds out there, it looks like so many people are so excited. I know you're kind of a little farther down the parade route. Can you just kind of put into perspective how many people are out there from start to finish on this parade route?
Oh, Madeline, it's thousands. I mean, they're showing up and they're showing out here. We've got to be at some points 10 rows of people thick as you really get closer to the PMAC. And so people are here, they are ready, they are rowdy. I don't know that we're going to catch much, right? I think it's more about the celebration, the screaming, the atmosphere. Just being here is a reward enough for all these folks. And, you know, a lot of students, they get out of class. Why not just stop on a parade route, catch a parade on your way back to the dorm? I would do it if I were them.
Maddie, I know that there may have been a little concern about having this parade in the middle of the week just after people getting off from work, and as of like 45 minutes to an hour ago, the streets were pretty thin. But it seems like everyone seems to understand the significance of this. I think back to 2004 to 2008 when they had those really great teams, Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles. They could make it to the Final Four but couldn't get past it, including here in New Orleans. Maybe some of the people that are out there today thought they would never see something like this when it comes to the lady basketball team.
Yeah, no kidding. And I think that is the overall message here. People are excited when LSU wins, right? That's a given. It'll always be that way. But we're even more excited when we make program history. And you know, I'm talking to some future Tiger athletes out here, some little ones. And the girls are just amped by this, right? They told me earlier the girls are doing better than the boys, and how great does that feel? So it's really inspiring, right? Not only exciting for a fan, but exciting for some future Tigers here that see themselves in these players. So Kim Mulkey being a homegrown girl, it just hits a little bit harder.
Yeah, Maddie, I'm sure you've seen a ton of, like you said, future women's basketball players out there. Can you just tell how much that this team has inspired the younger generation with so many young girls out there too, just kind of watching this parade go by?
Yeah, guys, listen, it's you can see the glistening in their eyes, right?
Yeah.
When they have been shown off so many pictures and t-shirts, signatures of everything, and these kids know everything about the players, they know their stats, they know everything about what they've been up to for the past couple days, and they're happy to talk about it. And you know, I talked to one little girl who said, I'm not sure if what I have is a sport, but I do gymnastics. And I told her, well, honey, that's definitely a sport. Still, she says, just watching these girls play, they have such motivation and they are so dedicated, it makes me want to be a better gymnast. So you don't even have to play basketball to really take inspiration from Lady Tigers. You really just have to want it just like they do.
That's right. Gymnastics is a sport, especially at LSU, where they're headed to the national tournament as well. Maddie, stand by for just a bit. We want to head back to Sean Vazan, who's more towards the front of the parade route. I see things have obviously gotten on the way there, Sean, and tell us what you're seeing right now. Coach Mulkey looks like.
No, it's very loud out there.
Kim Mulkey getting really loud. Kim Mulkey passing up here at the start of the parade. Not sure if you guys can hear me. Looks fantastic, sparkling as always. The drip queen, as they call her. Style, swag, and the perfect head coach for this LSU Women's National Champion basketball team. And as they roll past here, start of the parade, she's the last of the cars to go by. So they're passing down.
Yeah, Sean, she's back in her home state now, and this was something that she wanted to do when she took this job at LSU, was put a championship banner at the PMAC. For her to bring a championship trophy back to her home state, just what kind of welcome is she getting from along the parade route tonight?
A phenomenal welcome. She's got her own escort, a couple of cops to the side of her, a cop behind her. Obviously, it's also at the end of the parade as well, but the welcome is outstanding. Everyone understood the circumstances when it came to Coach Mulkey. Everyone understands where she's from, what she accomplished as a player, as a coach, and her previous stops, and now back home she delivered. So I think there's just a strong sense of appreciation, a strong sense of connection, and a strong sense of Louisiana pride.
I think you're right about that. Listen, she talked when she first got here 2 years ago about look up into the rafters, what's missing. Sean's got a friend.
Yeah.
What's missing, and she filled the void for this basketball program that, Sean, they've been waiting a long time for at LSU.
Yeah, and look, if you go back to the mid-2000s, they were knocking on the door.
Yes.
With the Simone Augustus years, the Sylvia Fowles years, they were knocking on the door to get that national championship. Never could quite deliver. They were able to do it. Now, a couple of years later, you know, I got some people behind me. I still got some fans behind me. Sorry about that.
Those are Sean Vazan fans.
They were knocking on the door for a while. They were knocking on the door for years with Simone Augustus and Sylvia Fowles. Yes, the excitement is here. They finally got it done. The national championship is back home, or back here in Baton Rouge for the first time. Hopefully many more to come.
Okay, Sean, we appreciate you. You know, at the beginning of the route, it's all passed you by with the Tiger fans. I think the party is just getting started with them. Madeline, again, this all ends at the PMAC, where they're going to get that championship trophy handed to them again, almost make it official. Makes you wonder, is there going to be a banner raised tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look, there will definitely be a banner raised. I don't know if it's going to happen tonight, but there's going to be a banner in the PMAC, which, like we've been talking about, that was Kim Mulkey's goal when she first arrived at LSU. We do know that, obviously, they already have the national championship trophy that they'll be kind of hoisting at the PMAC tonight. And obviously, they're going to get some rings, right?
A few, yeah, why not?
Eventually. I don't know if they're ready just yet, but yeah, this team has worked so hard for this. And really, too, I mean, look, they've kind of proved themselves every step of the way. They heard the doubters at the beginning of the year, right, with the weak non-conference schedule and, you know, people saying that SEC was a weaker conference. And this team has proved every bit of that, that they are a championship caliber team. So they deserve every bit of celebration there over in Baton Rouge tonight.
If you didn't know, after they got out of the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight, they let you know where that ring goes on their hand. They were all had it marked on there. Coach Starkey helped them with that, obviously. It's a wonderful story. And I go back to, as Sean was mentioning, 2004 to 2008, 5 straight trips to the Final Four. Those teams, we're still shocked they didn't even get to a championship game. One of the Final Fours was here in New Orleans. Sylvia Fowles, Simone Augustus, Tamika Johnson, that team was as good as this team is now. But sometimes it's about timing.
Yeah.
And it all timed out for them this time and having the right coach then.
It's perfect timing, and it's crazy to say that, though, only in year 2 of the Kim Mulkey era.
That's Bob Starkey right there. He's been with the program for so long. He's been through all the ups and downs.
Yes, and he was at every single one of those Final Fours.
Yes, he was.
As well for LSU. Yeah, associate head coach Bob Starkey. He was the one that kind of, I think, painted or like markered on the rings on all the players' hands, just for them to kind of envision what that would feel like. Obviously, that's a reality now. There's head coach Kim Mulkey. Throwing some beads. Look at the Tiger jacket. We knew she would come in a great outfit, didn't we?
If she didn't, we'd be talking about her. She brings it strong every time. And listen, I don't think it can be said enough times, is that how much she had a plan for LSU.
Yep.
In 2 years, she's reached the goal. Now, the hard part is winning it again. But when she gets to the championship games, all she knows how to do is win it, because she's 4-0.
That she is 4-0 in national championship game appearances. And look, I mean, it's different when she brings a championship trophy back home. Tickfaw native, you can tell she is just, and she got emotional.
Yeah.
At, you know, the minute 30 mark in the fourth quarter in the national championship game, and she spoke after the game. She was like, I don't normally get emotional, but it's just, you know, she looked over across the court and she saw her family, and she realized what she was doing for the state of Louisiana. And I just know, as much as LSU fans are so excited and so happy for this, Kim Mulkey is the same level of excitement and happy for the state of Louisiana and for LSU fans.
Yeah, and you can hear the proudness in her voice, when she talks about LSU basketball and her reasons for coming back here, the state school. They haven't done what they were supposed to do back in the early 2000s, and she saw the potential. And to have 9 new players this year and mold that team. Listen, I'm one of those that was questioning the early schedule. I'm like, they're beating teams, they're scoring 100 points plus per game and killing teams. But her point was that let's build the confidence. We've got, I know what I've got here, and build continuity with these 9 new players, what we have already coming back. And it worked. Now, who's going to question that?
Exactly. Look, it allowed the team to kind of learn how to play together, but not take losses early on or diminish confidence early on. And so I think that was really important too. You could see the crowds out there right now. I imagine a lot of those people are going to be heading into the PMAC in just a few minutes here to see the celebration go on inside the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. But yeah, won 9 new pieces on the roster this year. And like Sean said earlier, the motto was piecing it all together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kim Mulkey has won at every level of her career. She's won as a player at Louisiana Tech. She's won as an assistant coach at Louisiana Tech. Obviously 3 national championships at Baylor. She is a championship caliber coach. She knew how to grow and build this team, and that's just what she did. And now she is going to, you know, one day raise a banner in the PMAC, a national championship
one day,
banner.
very, very soon. If it happens tonight, we'll obviously have a video of that, hopefully, of them raising the banner tonight. But again, LSU national champions, celebrating like a national champion should. It's an impromptu thrown together parade. But, you know, again, nobody parties like Louisiana does, and we know how to throw things together at the last second, don't we?
And look, and to have 2 celebration parades within 5 years on the campus of LSU, we did this back in 2020 with the LSU football team as well. So it is a good time to be a Tiger fan. And, you know, obviously one thing Louisiana knows how to do is celebrate and throw a parade, and they're doing just that tonight over in Baton Rouge.
They certainly are. We will have much more on our Parade of Champions coming up after the break. Stay with us.
LSU Parade of Champions is sponsored by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers, the official partner of LSU Athletics, and by Rouse's Markets. Feels like home.
And we are taking another live look now from Baton Rouge, a drone shot here where the LSU Parade of Champions celebrating the team and their hard work. Our Sean Fazan and Maddie Kurth will join us once again in just a moment. But first, let's check back in with Maddie. She is at the curve, I believe, right before going down Victory Hill. Maddie, how does it look over there?
Yeah, hey guys. Party is rolling, right? And you had mentioned that maybe a lot of these people at the parade will be moving their way to the PMAC. Well, I can guarantee you they are. It seems like everyone from the front of the parade route is already starting to make the trek back down the hill, down here, down Stadium Drive, over to the PMAC. They really want to keep the party going here, so we're lightening up in our area. The parade's been stalled here. I'm sure we're taking a lot of pictures down there at the end of the route, but it looks like things are rolling here. And coming up soon, we have got the queen of sparkles herself, Kim Mulkey, right, Tickfaw native. And guys, earlier this week, I got to sit down with the next generation of Nisa Middle School girls basketball team, right? They look up to Kim, and they see that a girl from a small middle school in Tickfaw, in Tangipahoa Parish, can not only make it to the big league as a player, but can continue that career on. And so those girls were telling me that seeing Kim, seeing her mom around town, just walking the same streets, walking the same halls as her, that's what really makes it or breaks it for them. They can see themselves in her. They can see the path to success. So there we go. We were all looking for the outfit, and we can see it. I'm sure she's on top of the world here in a slick ride, and the crowds go wild as she passes them.
Well, Maddie, I know
taking the moment in, right? You can really see how much she appreciates this.
Maddie, I know Kim Mulkey would be very proud of your outfit.
Every single person in the crowd, taking time to make eye contact with them.
Maddie, I know head coach Kim Mulkey would be very proud of your outfit as well. You see hers, the Tiger jacket there, Tiger blazer. She would be proud of your outfit too, with the purple and gold sleeves.
That's right. Look, Madeline, I had to pull out the Queen of Sparkles for the Queen of Sparkles herself. I couldn't play around. If we're going to see Kim Mulkey in the flesh, if we're going to see that outfit, we got to try and at least match it. We could never beat it, but we're always going to try and match it. But look at her. She's incredible, taking a moment with people all the way towards the back of the parade route to really just give everyone their special time to shine. And then, of course, taking it all in. You don't ever want to take a single moment like this for granted.
I think that's the important part of what you just said.
Everyone's congratulating her.
Maddie, not taking any of this for granted, because, again, we talked about earlier in the show, this is what she came back to Louisiana in her home state to do, win a championship, and the pride that's just swelled in her is amazing, because she knows how big of a deal this is for her community.
Exactly, and this is where you see it in the flesh, right? This is where you see it live in action, as she's taken a moment to look at pictures with folks, people she's never met before. And look, security stepping in, but she's not worried about it. She's excited for it. She's happy to be here. She's happy to celebrate the moment. And she's so real. Of course we know that, but here's the living proof. Bending over all which ways. I know she's got to be exhausted too, right? She has been on the prowl the whole week, and it goes back even before. And there must be some of her DG sisters there. You know the sorority crew is big here at LSU. And we might be moving the parade along a little bit more, but gosh, these folks are just reveling in this moment. How often do you get to stand right next to such a legend as Kim Mulkey.
Well, also probably a lot of people here didn't maybe not have thought that they'd get to this point so quickly, Maddie. I mean, 2 years on the gig, and she's already given them what she promised them, and now it's all nothing but gravy after that. When's the next championship coming as Coach Mulkey takes her time, saying hello to every fan.
Coach Kim, how does it feel?
We're on top of the world, baby.
On top of the
There
world.
you just heard it, folks. Coach Kim is on top of the world. And check out that jacket. Doesn't get better than that, you guys.
Show your sleeves, Maddie. Come on. Represent. Let her know.
Look, you know she is tight on security here. She saw what she needs to see. She saw what she needs to see. There's no way I could possibly take the spotlight away from Kim Mulkey here. I wouldn't even dream of it. I'm just giving it my best go around, you guys. And look, we're getting tight on security here, so we're going to head back behind the barricades. I know we committed a cardinal sin of parading and cross the barricades, but how could we not, right? The vibes are electric here. The feeling, the energy is electric. We're going to carry it on to the PMAC for sure.
All right, Maddie, thank you so much. Amazing job there. That is going to pretty much do it for our on-air coverage, but the fun does go on. You can catch the rest of LSU's Parade of Champions over on fox8live.com, all of the Fox 8 News apps, and of course on our YouTube channel, all listed right here on your screen.
And we want to take one last look at the parade before we head into the PMAC to continue our celebrations. Going to be a fun night tonight for all of us here at Fox 8. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at 9 o'clock.
This has been a Fox 8 Sports Special, LSU Parade of Champions. Sponsored by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers, the official partner of LSU Athletics. And by Rouse's Markets, feels like home.